Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us once again on the Discipline Therapy Podcast with your two incredible hosts, seven-time author Mr. E.L. Discipline, and with him always, Suhey Sotomayor. How are you, Mr. E.L. Discipline?
Good, good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Actually, I just want to, you know how we do, I want to clear the air first.
Right.
That's cool. I always love that.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we know you're fiends, and you know what that means. We're serving you your dose weekly of discipline therapy, where everything is completely free. See, if you subscribe, there's no monthly fee, but not everything is completely free. I keep forgetting. We're on Patreon now for exclusive content, sensitive topics. That's not YouTube friendly.
Especially curated for our Patreon family as well.
Yes. But what is free on the show is judgment free, sucker free, censor free, sensitive free, and plenty of liberty. God and the ancient ancestors are great. That means everything else is straight. So go grab your wine, popcorn, or my favorite, roll a blunt. But make sure the children are in bed because we have that soul food and sometimes vulgar conversation. Prepare your mind to be fed. Light one up, inhale life, and exhale strife. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you are tuned in to the Discipline Therapy Podcast.
We're here. So we have tonight, season 9, episode 94. Is it harder for a man to control his desires or for a woman to control her emotions? And we have a special guest on the line. Special guest, are you there?
I'm here.
All right. You saw how nice I did that? I got
Yeah.
on a nice level.
It took 9 seasons to get it right.
That's nice. You see how he is to me? He's mean. All right, our guest caller. Do you want to you want to remain anonymous, or would you like to state your name?
I will state my name. My name is Leticia Perez.
I like it.
Mm,
Just rolls off. Leticia Perez.
yeah.
You sound like you
Leticia
should be
Perez.
an actress or like um an interviewer.
Broadcaster.
Yeah, right. Leticia
But
Perez.
She
very professional.
Right?
she is an
I am
actress.
an actress,
Eh,
actually.
Hey, all right. That's awesome. I'm gonna keep your name in my Rolodex because the Discipline
Oh,
Therapy
yeah, you got to
podcast,
keep
we're
it.
popping. We're gonna be getting not just we have a seminars that we're doing,
Yeah.
and we're thinking about well, we're not thinking,
Film.
we're working on film. So
Mhm.
Leticia, me and you are gonna be best friends, girl.
Oh, yeah, I believe it. I believe it. I see it.
You see? All right. So
um.
did you hear? I'm sorry.
Good.
Did you hear what the topic is?
I did. I did.
Oh,
Very, very good.
yeah,
It's a good topic.
we're gonna get into it. That's all, Mr. Yield Discipline there.
All right.
Hmm.
So yeah, there's plenty things that you do, and you could talk about that in your final thoughts or later. But we're gonna get into this topic. So these are just your opinions. There's no right or wrong answers. If you want the right answers, I can tell you. However, they're based off your perspective. So, what gender is better at self improvement, men or women?
Oh, woman.
Okay,
Wait,
why?
I was gonna say, can we ask her like why she chose these answers?
I think, well, I believe women because women mature faster than men. And I believe like it takes something very either traumatic or drastic to happen to a man for them to realize that they gotta improve or do better. And I think for women it's more like automatic. It's natural to us. We're able to give birth and like, you know, just take control of whatever situation. Like we're survivors
Mm,
Okay.
in that way.
it makes sense the way you explained it, but I
Yeah.
disagree.
No, oh,
She's
Okay,
like, dang.
of course you do. No.
what makes a woman stay with the ain't shit man?
Ooh. Uh,
Have you ever fallen into that category? Have you ever been with an ancient man and stayed there for a little bit?
I don't like to say that I have or even admit that I have. I have definitely been in relationships with men that I should have known better. And I
Hmm.
mean, I gotta say, the physical part of it is what can make a woman stay with an ancient man.
Got you.
So you said you don't like to admit it. You know that's part of self improvement, right?
Oh man.
Exactly, but see,
Okay.
that's why women are better.
All right.
Because I am admitting it.
All right. What would make a man stay with the ancient woman?
Same thing.
Okay.
Same thing. The physical part. If that part is good, then the man can look the other way.
Would you work with someone you don't like?
Yes.
Okay, so you have. All right.
I,
Go
I
ahead.
would. I have actually.
Okay. What gender connects sex with emotions, men or women?
Oh, woman.
I agree.
Why do you think that is?
I think I think when a woman has, sex with a man and she's feeling him, I think that and it's good and everything's good and the guy's saying everything that she wants to hear. It's like we don't want to think that like our stuff isn't good, so we immediately were like, oh yeah, he's getting this, he's gonna fall in love, and his shit is good, I'm in love, and I think when a woman is physical with a man and she gives that part of her, it's like there's no way
Yeah.
that this isn't gonna turn into love.
Have you ever made an irrational decision off of impulse?
All the time.
She's like, yeah, hello.
Is
Me
there
too,
any other
girl.
way not
I
to?
know.
Do you
Yeah.
do you believe men are purpose driven and women are love driven?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Do you
Absolutely.
do you believe women? Well, you might agree with this one because you did say women mature earlier, but I'm still gonna ask it. Do you believe women love early and men love late?
I'm torn in that one. I'm
Okay.
torn. I think in my experience, there's been like the men have fallen in love a little earlier. I do believe that the percentage of women falling in love earlier is higher, but I don't think men fall too far behind that.
Okay.
Yeah, like love is different today. It's not like how it was back in the day. People don't love nowadays.
Yeah. I
They
don't
don't,
think
or
they
they
give
don't
love
know
a
what it.
chance. Yeah.
Yeah, that you either don't know what it is, you don't want it, you're afraid of it. It's like people are built different. They're not built like back in the day.
That's true.
Does love require emotion?
Absolutely.
Does being in love require to be vulnerable?
Absolutely.
For
You
both,
can't.
for men and women.
Yeah, I think there can be many situations where like a man could realize how in love he is with a woman by being vulnerable. Like, there's a way that you open up to somebody to be able to get to that depth where you feel like you're in love.
So, do men and women are they vulnerable the same? Is that
No,
love? Like if we were in a relationship and the way you're vulnerable, you would expect me to be vulnerable, and I would prove my love to you
by being vulnerable.
the way you're vulnerable to me.
I wouldn't expect it to be the same. I think when you really love someone, there's a level of understanding that you have to come to. But I do believe that like in or out of a relationship, like if you're able to be that comfortable with somebody where you can be vulnerable with them, there's a level of love that resides there.
Okay,
So
I concur.
yeah.
Do men use love to obtain sex, and women use sex to obtain love?
I hate to say it, but yes.
She said, "Yup."
Yes, absolutely.
I agree.
Is it easier for women to seduce men, or it's easier for men to seduce women?
Oh, it's easier for women to seduce men.
I
Okay.
agree. Do you believe men marry who they want, and women marry who they can, or the leftovers?
Oh God,
Oh, Lord.
that's harsh. That's harsh. um, I'm torn on this one.
Okay.
Um, I'm torn on this one. I think women. I think there are a lot of strong women who marry who they want. However, there are also a lot of insecure women who marry who they can.
I like how you
Um,
said that.
I believe that men marry who they want because it takes a lot for a man to commit sometimes, like when they don't know what they want. But when a man is clear on what they want, then yeah, they marry who they want.
They
And
go
there's
for what they want. You're saying, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
but there's also a lot of men that don't know what they want, and yeah, so that could go both ways.
Okay.
Okay. Um,
Who's most likely to stay because the sex is great?
Men or women?
Both.
Okay.
Can I
Last.
say both?
That's
Yeah,
fine.
you can say both.
That's fine. That's like an indecisive answer when you say both, but that's fine.
I have to. You want me to choose men?
Okay.
Okay.
Last question. Um, Snitch on your best friend or cheat on your man?
Ooh, snitch on my best friend. Sorry.
Okay.
She said, "Sorry, girl."
Okay.
Sorry, girl. I'm not cheating on my man.
Okay. That's what's up.
That's awesome. Good for you.
Thank you for joining us. But you also have some accolades that
We'd like to mention
yeah.
Oh,
So go
thank
ahead.
you.
where.
Yeah. What's
You
that?
you did mention you're a chef. I mean, no, you
I
did
am
mention
a
you're a
Wait a
actress.
second. Yeah, you're a chef
Actress.
too.
I'm a chef too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm an actress first.
Hmm.
I also come from a long lineage of chefs, and we do have. I'm from LA, born and raised, Mid
Nice.
City. So we've got a lot of Mexicana,
Mexicana. Yeah.
Nice.
Chicana.
Mhm.
All right.
So my family, came here, conquered the culinary industry. So we've got restaurants throughout the city. So it's like, I'm acting, but I'm also, I'm from LA. I'm a hustler too, and I became a chef, and I've cooked from some A-listers, for
Ooh,
some A-listers, working alongside another celebrity chef and different celebrity chefs. So I this allowed me, excuse me, my throat kind of, so this allowed me to kind of like do what I love and also be within the same like field of what I'm also doing, which is like the acting part, working alongside,
mm,
you know, people that I'm gonna be working with soon as well in the acting side. So if you want to follow me, it's Ticia Perez on all my platforms, Twitter, Instagram,
everything is
everything.
is the same.
TCIAPEREZ, Ticia Perez. And yeah, I'm a working actress, so tune in.
That's awesome. Is there anything like any movies or shows that you've been on?
So the most recent movie, it was an independent. It was released 2 years ago in selected theaters called South Central Love. And then recently, what I have been working on more frequently is Darman Productions,
Mm-hmm.
which is just like a motivational platform for the youth. And they release like they've got like a huge following, like, over 30 million plus. And
Wow.
they release videos like every day, and every video, like scene, shoot, series has a message. So I'm happy to have been welcome to that family.
That's awesome. Where can we find the movie that you did 2 years ago, and where can we find what you're talking about now?
So the movie that I did 2 years ago, I don't think it's released yet, but it should be on Amazon Prime
That's awesome. Good for you.
soon. Yeah, and the Darman videos, it's just Darman studios on YouTube and Instagram. You pull that up, and then you'll catch me on some of the episodes that they have.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna look out for that. And you need to let me know when the movie comes out,
Yeah.
so we can push that too for you. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I was also on a show called A House Divided, which is on the All Black channel,
Mm-hmm.
and they've got like they're on, I think, I'm not sure if season 4 or 5, but I did have a little cameo in one of the episodes.
That's
So
awesome. Congratulations on
yeah,
all your
thank you.
accolades, and you're a chef too. Mm.
And I'm a chef too. And I can cook. Yeah.
We're gonna have to go to LA to have some of her food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or I can open up a Mexican restaurant in New York,
Yeah, we could do that
Because I know
too.
you guys are lacking on the Mexican food.
Oh
I've been out
man.
there.
Oh yeah.
Even though I love all the Caribbean food, don't get me wrong, but
Yeah, no,
yeah,
definitely. Yeah, so either we're going out there or you're coming out here.
or I'm coming there. Yeah.
Thank you for being on the show. It was wonderful having you on here and listening to, hearing your perspective, your opinions, and
Awesome.
hearing all your accolades. And I can't wait to see your work.
Thank you. Same. Thanks for having me.
All right, take care.
Okay, you too.
Bye. That's a chef, man.
Mm-hmm.
She needs to come out here. All right, so I know you want us to get into this.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So all right.
All right,
So
so
we've had this before.
yeah, should I get my boxing gloves on?
What gender is better at self-improvement? So you've said
Okay,
women back
I'm gonna
then.
have to, yeah, and I'm gonna
Mm.
have to stick to that. And
Mhm.
the only reason why I'm saying it's because from experience, not just myself,
Mhm.
but from what I see.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with women.
So I'm gonna stick with men, and the reason I'm saying this is, I value everybody's opinion, but let me just break it down.
Mhm.
Women have never been put in positions where they needed to be held accountable. So even till this very day, so many people pander to women. So many people, um, and it's almost like disrespectful. That's the irony.
Okay.
Like when I hold somebody accountable, is because I respect them. Like I want them to see them do well. If you don't, like, if I don't care about you,
Right.
I
Who
just
cares what you're
look the
doing?
other eye. So the people around me, I hold them accountable because I respect them. I want to see them do well. But when you're enabling somebody, you see what I'm saying? Like it's in my opinion, it's not as respectful. Like it's not respectable. When you're enabling somebody, when you know that they did something wrong, and instead of teaching them to be better, you're just like, I'm gonna wipe your ass for you. I'm gonna hold your hand for you. I'm gonna clean up your mess.
Okay.
You're constantly making messes. I'm gonna clean it up
So you
because
think
that's
men are constantly
men do that for
clean?
women. They
Okay.
constantly do that for women. And the prettier women are, the more entitled they feel because they never had to deal with that their whole life. They become spoiled brats. So a lot of times men are the problem. Men start these patterns.
Yeah.
And then it makes it harder for, like, let's say a man like me, because now I meet women that had men in the past that wouldn't hold them accountable, and then now they're looking at, who are you? Like
Right.
I've like been with, like, whether it was my dad or my uncles or my boyfriends, my ex-husbands, whatever, or current husbands, they never had to do that. Like, who are you?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Like
So
almost like, who are you to tell me?
yeah. So if you never practice accountability, responsibility, there's no way you're going to be able to practice self-improvement. Also, discipline is part of self-improvement. And who's better at that, men or women? Men, I believe. A lot of women lack discipline. And the reason I say this is because we look at modern society. I've seen the women that would say they're the best of the good girls fall into the challenges and the traps, the silhouette stuff, the posting their ass cheeks. That's not self-improvement. That's not accountability. They fall into it. That's a lack of discipline. You know what I'm saying? It's a follower mentality. Is not, so a follower mentality is not somebody that has discipline. It's not synonymous.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So, like, men have to be providers no matter what. Women don't. Women could have a provider. So that's why, and that's why I always feel like men have to self-improve quickly if they want to elevate. Women don't have to. That's why a lot of them don't. They can always have a man to wipe their ass for them. They can always have a man to clean up the spilt milk. They can always have a man, my tire blew out, I'm never going to learn how to do this. They can always have a man to do it. But a man has to step up no matter what. Even if he'll cry and whatever, nobody's going to care about a man. But if a woman is crying, especially online, You're gonna see mad niggas, what's wrong, mommy? In the DM, in the comments, what's wrong? How can I help you? But if a man is pouring out his soul, a man is crying publicly,
Yeah, that he
women
gets
are gonna
made
be
fun of.
he gets made fun of, berated. Women
We
are gonna be
saw
like,
that. We saw that publicly with a famous person that
yeah,
was
women
crying.
are gonna be like, yo, man up.
Yeah.
Do this, that, do that. You know what I'm saying? Men are gonna be saying that stuff. I mean, I would say that, but I would be empathetic. I'd be like, yo, what's going on? Like, what? Why are you crying?
Right.
Are you just crying because it's raining and your shirt ripped while you're running?
Well, actually, that the person that I'm saying that was crying, he was crying for a legit reason,
Yeah,
and he was still made fun of.
exactly. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
that person needs help.
Yeah.
We're not looking at it that way. Like,
Yeah.
yo, this person needs help.
Yeah.
We need
That's
to look
sad.
where it stems from. But at the end of the day, like women that are crying, they're gonna get sympathy from men and women. Men that are crying, it's gonna be like, come on.
Barely good.
That's
Yeah.
why men, I feel like, always practice more self improvement than women.
Mm,
What would make a woman stay with an ain't shit guy?
I'm gonna go with what the caller said. The sex
Yes,
and or money.
yes. I agree. What would make a man stay with one?
What would make a man stay with an ancient woman?
Yeah.
Um,
I could only think of one thing:
I would probably say money.
sex. Men don't care about a woman's money.
But
If-
but if he's with an ancient woman, then I'm gonna automatically say he ain't shit either. So don't maybe he don't got money and she does. She's supporting him. I know
An
God.
ain't shit woman doesn't necessarily mean she has money,
That's true too. Okay.
because it could be subjective
Yeah.
definitions.
Yeah.
That's maybe that's your way of ain't shit. A woman, she got money and she just sucked personality. Her personality is toxic.
Yeah,
right?
that's a what's the yeah, that's a gotcha.
My definition has nothing to do with success or monetary.
It's just character.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Okay.
you
That
know,
makes sense.
crazy, toxic. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, if it's crazy and toxic, some guys like that shit.
Yeah, because most good sex come from toxic people.
Yeah, we had that conversation
Yeah.
on a previous podcast.
Would you work with someone you don't like?
Yes.
Yes, me too. I've worked with racist people.
I've
It's
worked
like,
with
listen,
tons of people that I don't like.
Listen, I'm not throwing drinks back with you. I'm not inviting you over my house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People that I do business with that I also consider family can come here and do a podcast. But if I don't like you, you're not coming here.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't like you, we're not going to the club together. If I don't like you, see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're just gonna do business and make money together.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because I could trust you in that aspect because it's benefiting you too.
Because it's work. Gotcha.
Yeah, because it's work. So I have. What gender connects sex with emotions?
Women.
Women, definitely.
100%.
And this goes back to the pair bonding thing that a lot of people don't talk about. Women pair bond more than men.
Pair bond?
Yeah.
What's pair bond?
Pair bond, energy exchange. Oxytocin drips from women more than men. So the better
Like trauma bonding.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So even if the better the sex is, let's just talk about mediocre sex, like regular sex. But if it's really, really good, that could be an ain't shit guy. She's gonna keep going to him, and
Yeah.
she's gonna use excuses. She's gonna use excuses, but it's that pair bonding
Yeah.
thing. It's that soul that's pulling you out of your body, and for some reason, that body missing whatever it is. She remembers he did something heartfelt. Oh, give him another chance. You see, and
all he has to do is call her up and be like, I miss you. Don't you miss me?
yeah, or she'll call him.
Yeah.
Hey, nigga, I hate you right now. I don't want to talk to you, but just put your dick on the phone. That's
Oh
what I
my
want to hear.
God.
I'm coming over in whatever, 15, 20 minutes, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Just throwing hypotheticals. But, a woman might do that and then she'll blame it on other things like, oh, I can't find any other guys. Oh, I don't want vanilla sex. Or, nobody, all men
I'm
ain't
lonely.
shit. So I might as well stay with the ain't shit. Why get a new ain't shit? I already know this ain't shit.
Mhm. I know the devil
so
that I have.
They
Yeah.
always use excuses because they're afraid of starting over.
Yeah.
That work that they just don't want to put in because they're lazy.
Mhm.
Okay. Have you ever made an irrational decision off of
Oh,
impulse?
my goodness, yes. Especially when I was younger. Awful.
I have.
What?
I have definitely.
Can you give us
Definitely when I was younger.
well,
Not
like
now.
what? You're not gonna give us a thingy? My whole life younger was impulse decisions.
Yeah, I made a lot of impulse decisions, like overzealous. You know what I'm saying? I made a lot of impulse decisions. But
With
that's
everything or like in a relationship? Or with everything? Like
no,
you
no.
want
In
to
a
buy something.
relationship,
Oh,
no, in
okay.
a relationship, I was always calculating.
Okay.
But I've
So
I've made like impulses based off like, oh, that super sports car. But then down the line, it was like, shit. If I would have waited 2 months later, the price went down.
mm,
Like something like that. You know what
me
I'm saying? But
too.
when I was
Bro, me
like
too.
young, I'm talking about like 2024
Yeah, yeah, me
type
too.
stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Awful.
But women are notorious for this because
Mm-hmm.
women are emotion driven.
Yep.
So this could even go more in depth where women spend more time, not you probably, so I don't want to generalize. Most women spend a long duration of time in the supermarket or whatever
Ah,
than men. And
yeah.
that's impulse buying. Look at that flower. Look at this. That's impulse. That's emotion. Oh my God, that makes me feel so fuzzily inside. That's emotion. So she doesn't need that in
Yeah.
her house. She probably doesn't have the money for it. She'll break the bank for it. Look at those nice
I did
shoes.
that today actually. I went food shopping and I was like, I'm gonna buy this box of cookies and I went over what I was supposed to. I was like,
Yeah,
God dang it.
yeah.
All right. So do you believe men are purpose driven?
I got you.
What?
I said I got you. Don't worry.
Do you believe men are purpose driven and women are love driven?
Um Alone, but I got you.
I'm scared. Should I be scared?
What do you mean?
Because you said I got you.
Oh, you said you just made an impulse by
Yeah, this
whatever.
morning.
But I said I got you. Alone, but I got you.
Got you.
You get it?
No. Still don't get it.
Mira.
Oh, I got you. I got you.
All right. So, okay. Have you ever, okay, we did that. Do you believe men are purpose driven and women are love driven? I believe this.
I do too.
Men just they have no choice. Like women are just not providers. They got to do it right now. A lot of single mothers, but
Yeah,
they don't want to be. Like men have no
that's true.
choice but to be. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't have a lot of things helping us. Government
Mm.
assistance, that shit gonna take forever. Like it just a lot of things are not favored to help men. It's favored to help women. So men just have to be purpose driven, or they should be. Women are love driven. That's how
Yeah.
they are. They're the dreamers. They're
Mhm.
the oh, I want the big wedding. I want this. Like a lot of men don't be saying, oh, I want the big wedding. He'll just be like, yo, I just want to get married. Let's elope. I don't want my parents there. Like let's just elope. Like do we have to have like mad people? Can we just have like 10 of our closest friends?
Yeah.
But the woman will be the dreamer. I want a $500,000 wedding, or I want a $50,000 wedding. I want 200 people there. I want 5,000 people there. I want a nice dress. I want
5,000
the
people.
princess emblem, goddess, emperor, whatever.
Tiara.
Okay, Tiara. I want it big. I want it done by a priest in the biggest church. Like they're dreamers. They're love driven. Men are just like so simple.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
listen,
I'm,
let's
again,
just
I'm one of the 2% that I did
yeah,
never wanted.
do
Do you believe women love early and men love late? 100,000% yes.
yeah. It's almost like a rhetorical question.
Yes.
That goes back to the previous one.
Mm-hmm.
The women love driven.
Mm-hmm.
So it almost comes naturally to them. It's hard, like the caller said, hard for men to open up, let alone commit. Does love require emotion? Yes. They're almost synonymous. Does being in love require you to be vulnerable?
Yes.
We said this in episode 86,
Yeah.
season
8.
Season 8. Yeah.
See that? I remembered.
Do men use love to obtain sex? Women use sex to obtain love.
Yes, on both.
Yes. Is it easy for women to seduce men, or is it easy for men to seduce women?
Women to seduce men.
Yeah.
I mean, men can seduce women, but and just like a woman can, but it's easier because men are visual.
We had this, and
I pay attention.
It's not just her body. Like women were almost designed to be sex objects, as bad as that sounds. But me, when I look at women, I don't view them that way. You understand what I'm saying?
How do you?
Because I have more respect for women.
Okay. How do you view women?
like I view them as like powerful with the right man. In the
Mm.
hands of the right man, you could be like
So an
100
asset.
different
She
things.
could be an asset to
Yeah,
you.
she could be an
Gotcha.
asset. So if I just view her as sex, it's like I don't respect her. Like it just puts her on the bottom of the bottom. But I'm like, yo, it's just like chess. Like the queen can move in a way the king can't. So I know how to utilize her in a way that I like things that I cannot do.
Right.
That she is gonna also empower, like building a woman up. That's
Right.
part of like a masculine man, his power, building her. So when I look at them, I'm looking out, what's her hustle? What's her ambition like? I could put her to work, not like that, but you know what I
Right.
mean,
Right. Right.
like cooking, cleaning, and stuff of that nature, get her back in her femininity, things that's gonna make her happy and bliss. Because I
Mm.
believe like women in their roles, they're the happiest.
Okay.
So, um, so that's the thing is with women, everything is arousing to the eye of a man. You see what I'm saying? So in like Cambridge College and even Princeton University, they've done like studies on like men observing women with like the like the frontal cortex of their brain,
Mm-hmm.
that they would observe women in like bikinis or whatnot, and part of their brain would shut down, and now they would view them as like a sexual object, like an object,
Interesting.
like this, like a
Right. Right. They
laptop
only saw what
or stapler.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's talk
How
about
interesting.
objectification.
Mm-hmm.
Like when women objectify themselves, they're making themselves as objects now. Like
Mm-hmm.
when men lead with their pockets, they're objectifying themselves.
Right.
So the thing is, like, it's always easier for women to seduce men. They don't have to try. We talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
She could be eating a banana,
Mm-hmm.
putting on red lipstick, the heels, the dress, the the twerking and taking off their clothes is beyond, because women could already acquire sex easy. So now that's even beyond.
More.
But
Right.
women could just be wearing those yoga pants,
Yep.
like at the gym. That's seducing a man. The way she
I mean,
talks, the way she speaks,
yeah, definitely.
seducing, maybe, oh please, like biting her on the bottom lip, giving her the gaze with the eyes,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, licking her lips probably. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to say much.
Right. Right.
And a man that is not in his divinity, he's easily he's not immune to that. He's
Yeah.
easy, like
He falls for
she's
it.
like the Greek goddess Aphrodite,
Mm-hmm.
Greek
Mm-hmm.
mythology, Aphrodite. And Aphrodite was able to get the mortals
Mm-hmm.
and just dominate them, and seduce them.
Yep.
So she becomes like Aphrodite. It's like she's kind of poison. She knows her power. She
Mm-hmm.
knows how to seduce and get what she wants. So that's what I mean. So it's easier. It's harder for men. Men have to put in work.
But a man who could seduce is even worse, I think. Like even more sinister. Because
You're looking at me
that's
like more sinister.
because I'm saying if it's easier for a woman to seduce a man, right? Because it just comes naturally to her. And like you said, she's considered dangerous.
Hmm.
A man who learns how to seduce a woman, he's even more dangerous then.
Yeah.
Because he stands out. He's one in a million.
Yeah. I always say I'm dangerous. I'll keep it a buck. I don't lie to women.
Dangerous man.
Well, I do lie, maybe to the cops or whatever. They pull me over. Yo, you were doing 70 on a 55. Nah, I was doing 60. What are you talking about?
It's still bad, you speed
You
racer.
see what I'm saying? But to a woman that I want to be with and I care about, I don't
You
lie.
don't. All right.
But I keep it a buck. So, but yeah, I'm pretty dangerous, because it's like it's not just it comes natural, but you got to hone in on these skills. It's
Mhm.
hard for a man to seduce a woman, so you
Mm.
got to hone in on the skills. Part of seducing her is learning female anatomy, female psychology,
Mhm.
getting in her brain, um, word choice, possibly,
Mhm.
being a gentleman too. That's
Yeah,
part of like foreplay.
definitely.
You know what I'm saying? That's like seducing her too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, do you believe men marry who they want and women marry who they can, or the leftovers?
Yes. I believe men marry who they want and women marry who they can.
Now
Or who's available.
I let the caller rock. But I disagreed with her. I agree with you, but I disagreed with her. And the reason is,
Well, she said that it's both, right? Both ways. A man and a woman can. Who aren't as I think confident, she said.
Yeah,
Yeah, then they're the ones who,
insecure. Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes. Okay.
But here's the reality. Men marry who they want. Women marry who they can. Why? And I'm gonna elaborate so people can understand. Men are always in charge of relationship and commitment. I've been saying this in season 4. So because men are in charge of relationship and commitment, we always see, because I've never seen this in person, but I've seen it in like videos and stuff. Women kneeling and saying, "Would you marry me? Would you be my husband?" But I've never seen that in person.
I haven't either.
But the traditional way is men doing that. That's the traditional way.
Yeah.
So men choose who they want, and it doesn't matter if that man is 50 years old. If he has his money right, his body right, his mind right, his spirituality, he's in his divinity, he can get any age of a woman. Now as women get older, their influence on men decrease. Do you believe that?
To a certain extent.
And the reason is men give women their value. Women just don't get, like, I always talk about inherited value. And the reason the reason women inherit this value is because it comes from men.
I agree.
Now, when men observe these women, they will be attracted to women, youth, beauty, and sex. That's how men view women. And the older they get and successful, money, or etc., and they keep their selves right, they're gonna get with women younger than them.
Oh, you're talking about the man keeping himself right.
Yeah. So when women get older, it doesn't matter if she gets her body done, because most likely she will have to do that. She will have to get her body done. Because when we look at science and biology, women have, the thing that's unfair to women is when they have kids, their body changes. We can kind of control our body density and percentage.
Humans
body
or men?
fat. Men.
Yes.
Women almost cannot.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's very hard.
Men, it's so easy for you guys to lose weight.
Yes. So when women get older, now they're gonna have to do things. Go to the gym harder if they don't want to get surgery. Eat right if they don't want to do those things. But most likely they probably might get surgery, right? So they get their body done. The moment they start telling men that they want to allow court them their age, he's gonna be turned off already.
Why? Just because she's older?
Yes. Now he's gonna be looking, okay, she's older. Let's say he's my age, 35, and she's 40. He's gonna have to see other things that's gonna make him feel age is not a age is just a number.
Okay.
You see, me, age is just a number for me. But if I want to have children,
then
I'm not having one with a 45. I'm not having one with a 50, 55. I don't care. I was at the club with one of my boys. I met a Boricua. She was 50, 55 years old. Nice body, still look good. I found out her age. I was like, nice to meet you. Bye. Take care. And I could have took her. I could have took her down.
I could have took her down.
I could have took her down that night. I was just like,
Well, you don't do that anyway.
I don't do that anyway, but I'm just saying, if I was that guy, I could have took her down.
Well, I was gonna say, but men that are the same age, I feel, as an older woman, so older woman, older man, yeah, I think he'll be like, you're last year's model. I want somebody younger.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of younger guys, and I mean younger guys in their mid-20s and older women? Yeah. Like, even, I mean, we had my son on the show, last, I don't know when, but
it depends why he's with that older woman. Like, what is he gonna benefit from being with her? You know what I'm saying? Is she not a nagger? Is she more submissive and catering and stuff of that nature? Like, why? Why don't you date women your age? So now here's the thing: dating a woman who's older is not a problem for me unless the family thing.
Unless she can't have kids.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So now, as women get older and they keep themselves right or whatever, that man has to look at her and say, okay, what is she going to be, an asset or a liability in that sense? Now, if I meet a woman who has everything going for herself, everything that I want, but she's just a little bit overweight, I could work with that. Remember, I used to be a personal trainer, a nutritional specialist. I wouldn't be opposed to getting like a car that's 2 years old and souping it up versus getting the fully loaded Lamborghini that's gonna give me problems. Nagging, this, not being submissive, spoiled, da da da. Does sucks at her personality sucks. Like, why am I gonna put myself through that stress just to have eye candy? That's dumb. Men that do that, they settle.
Yeah.
You settle for the whore. You settle for the one that's posting her cheeks and being all online and flirting with men and cheating on you. You're settling, but he doesn't think he's settling because he's like,
he got the prize.
He got the prize visually,
right?
But he didn't really get the prize. That's the irony.
Yeah.
Kind of made that rhyme.
He got the trophy, but he ain't get the prize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, in a way, it's like, for me, I'm willing to work with that because all of that other stuff she had already was there. So it's not that much work that is needed. That's gonna be a lot of work if I get the IG model and a lot of stress. So at some point, men like me don't want stress. We already deal with that on a day-to-day, getting money, dealing with people throwing rocks at us
outside of the house
and berating us and handling pressure on a daily basis and putting out fires, people coming to you for solutions. We handled that already. We want to come home and have women or a woman that is going to provide us peace. So ultimately, it's like a man that does that is like, he's so weird to me. Like, you want to do more work? Okay, to each his own. Do that. But the reality is that's going to end quick before it starts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because eventually you're going to get tired of it. Something's going to happen.
Definitely.
Or she ends up leaving you.
Definitely.
Because he clearly ain't going to go nowhere because he's with her for superficialities. She looks good. And that builds my confidence.
And if he got her with the money and his money starts to go, she's going to leave.
Definitely. So it's very hard for women to get men as they get older. So now they have to lead different ways. They have to say, I'm strong, independent. I don't need you financially. Here's my accolades. Let's say it's an author. I wrote 13 books. I got my own business. I do everything myself. I can get on your level. Now they have to do it that way so they can feel like a man's gonna be attracted. But you're only gonna get a lower vibrational man. You're only gonna get a man that's gonna lower his tier. Because a man like me is not gonna look at your accolades and your money and say, I want to be with her. Like, if she's leading with that, I believe she has no personality. Why can't this woman have a regular conversation with me? Are we on pranked right now? Like, I meet her in the bar and she's telling me this. I'm looking around to see if there's cameras. Is this real? Like, what happened to real conversations? I feel like I'm on social media, but this person's in front of me. Why is she telling me about her money and her accolades and she's a business owner? When a man like me is the same, I don't give a damn about that. I want to take care of you, baby. Why are you telling me that? Like, you looking to take care of me? I'm not going to be cool with that.
But maybe another guy will.
He's lower.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. She's going to get with a lower guy. Who she probably got to help build credit, help build business, help build. Oh, baby, why don't you have an ambition? Do you have a hobby? Let's figure out your hobbies. Let's write everything down and you pick one.
Right.
She's going to end up helping him because.
Right. But it sounds like if a woman, if you're saying if she's already leading like that, she already has some sort of insecurity. So she's going to want that type of man because now she's being the savior. And, a lot of women have that savior complex.
Because they have no choice now.
So she's not even going to realize. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. They're going to have no choice now but to settle. And that's going to be settling.
Yeah.
So who is most likely to stay because the sex is good?
Who's most likely because the sex is great? A woman. I think. If the sex is great, a man, this is what I think. A man can pretty much stick his I hate saying it, but pretty much stick his dick anywhere and it's gonna feel the same.
Mm.
A woman, that's not the same for us. Like if you a lot of women growing up that I knew didn't even really have an orgasm like that. Like, all the time. It was like once in a while type. So if you find somebody that is putting it down right and he's giving it to you and how many women, have you heard stays with the guy knowing that he cheats?
It's not always the same because
Are you talking about for a
there's some
man?
women that are tighter than others.
Yeah, I
There's some women
know.
that are wetter than others.
Yes, I know.
It's
But it's
not
a lot. All right. So
women
compare though,
women
it's a lot different with a man.
women. It's a lot. Yes, I
Yeah.
agree. I agree. It's a lot different from a man because a lot of men
May
don't
not know
really
how to
know how
use
to
it.
yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. They don't know how to satisfy women physically and sexually.
Mm-hmm.
So in a way, it's not the same. And we could even go more in depth with size, like girth
Mm-hmm.
and length and all that. The reality is, who is most likely to stay because the sex is great?
I say women
Men, I say.
because they can't get it everywhere
Males. Let me reiterate. I'm sorry. Males.
because the sex
Men,
isn't available to
men
them.
is masculinity.
Okay.
Males will stay because the sex is great. But men, which is like handful,
Mm-hmm.
like there's mad males, but
Okay.
like men, there's like handful.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So men will not
But are you saying males will because they can't? Sex
get
is not
sex.
readily available to
Yes,
them. Got
yes.
you. Okay.
And with women, I've
I'm
talked to I've
focusing.
talked to an array of women when they've said, I'm the one that walked away and the sex was great. Yeah, I was there for a bit because it was great, but eventually that was all he was bringing. I had to walk away. She started getting her own. See, these are things that make women walk away.
Yeah.
When they start getting their own money, they don't need to depend on you. If you're just providing that, it's not going to last because eventually she's going to be mature. Remember, that's a little kid thing. If a woman's making her own and she tells you she stayed there for dick, that's a little kid thing. Because a woman, especially in her divinity, she's not gonna just tolerate that.
So then a female.
Yeah, a female will,
Yeah.
yes, but a woman will not. A woman will be like, yo, you gotta bring more to the table.
But you've also said before, like a woman's not going to walk away from the best sex she's ever had.
Or where she feels like when she's getting everything from that man, where she feels like she's not
So
gonna
it's not
get
just sex.
elsewhere.
Got you. Okay.
You see what I'm
So
saying?
it's a combination.
Yes, you gotta look at it this way. Two things you have to put into account: different women and what are their priorities. If you have a woman who has a high sex drive and sex is on top of the list, then it's like building, then it's like partnership, then it's like money, then it's like kids. Like, I don't know. Some women out there are just vindictive and crazy. Then
Okay.
and she's like, I will not settle for vanilla sex. She will stay with the ain't shit guy because he's providing maybe BDSM sex, maybe part-time BDSM sex, maybe rough sex, maybe
So do you think she'll stay with
making
him
her come.
until she finds somebody else?
Yeah.
Oh, so she's like holding him on the side.
She's inclined to building a backup. She'll get the
Yeah.
dick, but she'll talk to other men.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
No, that
So
makes
she's
sense.
inclined to doing that. And that's why I say it's a combination of both. But when we look at males and females will stay for the sex. Women,
Yes.
women, men more because they can't get it. Women will stay for the great sex. Is that what it is? And the sex is great. Yeah. Women will stay for the great sex because they're not getting that either. So it's a combination of both. Males will stay for the sex that is good, and females will stay for the sex that is great because that's
a
hard
rarity.
to find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
So snitch on your best friend or cheat on your man. I love doing these.
I'm I'm not a snitch though. I'm gonna say neither. You're like, no,
No, you
you
gotta
better
pick one.
pick one.
You gotta pick one.
All right. I'll probably say snitch on your best friend. Sorry, guys. I got a couple of best friends. Sorry, ladies.
You just like the caller. I don't do this, but I'm cheating on my girl.
Well, this question is unfair for you because you are poly, so you don't have to.
I picked one though.
That's
I could have just been like I'm neutral or whatever. I picked one.
Okay.
Like I said, I don't do this. I don't
Right.
cheat. But
I'm gonna snitch.
if I had to pick one, I'm cheating on her.
Okay.
Or them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not snitching on my girl. Like I don't believe in snitching at all. You know what I'm saying? That's not just a old street code thing. That's just a moral and character value thing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't snitch either.
You know, so that's just with me. You know, it's just like because cheating ain't really that big of a deal. I mean, she cheating on me. I know that's it's a double
like,
standard.
wait a second.
I know it's
you
a double
just said-
standard. People are gonna be like, "Oh, that's a double standard," but it's different when a woman cheats versus a man cheating.
Yeah,
'Cause
every
let me
female,
tell you-
every female has heard that line.
I'm gonna break it down. I'm
before.
gonna break it down for you. I'm gonna break it down for you.
Okay.
If I have a wife and somebody's holding a gun to her head and he's like, "Yo, fuck this bitch in front of her," or "Fuck this bitch behind her back to save her life," and don't tell her about it or whatever. Like I'ma know. Or maybe she knows, whatever, right? Just cheat on her. I'm gonna do that easy. Now, a woman that's with me is gonna struggle because what's gonna end up happening if the sex is really, really good? If the sex is really, really good for me, it's not gonna keep me there. Cause it's like, yo, I'm still loyal to my wife. It's not gonna make me leave
That's
her.
you though.
It's not
Another
gonna make
man
me,
might.
It's not gonna make me leave her because of that. She been riding for me. But the woman,
That's you.
the woman that, let's say the man is not giving her sexual gratification. He's the husband or the boyfriend.
Okay.
And she fucks that guy because of life is depending on, and it was really, really good. She gonna go back to the husband like, damn.
I should let you die.
And then when they're having
Just
sex,
kidding.
she probably think about the nigga.
Too bad I should have just let him kill you, man.
You see what I'm saying? Because women are so emotional. She might get through with the sex with that because remember, she's not getting sexual gratification. She might get through with it because she's thinking about somebody. Maybe it's discipline. Maybe
Isn't that cheating though?
Yeah, it is. But she's thinking about him, and that's what gets her through it. She'll be more likely to do that than a man.
That's how I would cheat then. That's how I would cheat. I got my loophole. See, I don't snitch, but if that's cheating, there it is. It is.
Yeah. So, you have any final thoughts?
Oh shoot, yeah, I do. Is it harder for a man to control his desires or for a woman to control her emotions? I think that at different times in each of their lives, I think it's harder for a man to control his desires as a young buck, you know what I mean, as a youngster coming up, because he is riddled with, his hormones are all over the place. He's like, I want to fuck her, there's a hole in the wall, I want to fuck everybody. And a woman I think is emotional all throughout her life. It's just that like a man in his youth, younger, she also has her hormones and she has a hard time controlling those emotions. Whereas as an older woman, we still have those, and well, those of us who have worked on ourselves can now learn how to control that or harness it. You know what I mean?
Those are good thoughts.
Thank you.
I believe that it's hard. It's more difficult for women to control their emotions than it is for men to control their desires, and these are my perspectives. The reason is there's laws that keep men in check.
No, there's laws that are supposed to keep men in check.
Maybe not in different countries.
Not even in this one.
But there's certain laws that keep men in check so they can control their desires, especially pertaining to the opposite sex. Women can be emotional all over the place. I've seen videos of women slapping men and they're not getting held accountable. And this goes back to the accountability.
Or lying, not even
Yes,
slapping, lying on men.
this goes back to the accountability. When you can control your emotions, you're practicing emotional intelligence, you're holding yourself accountable, you have discipline. Now, most women can be emotional their entire life, like you said, and never be held accountable for their actions and their emotions. There's always going to be somebody to forgive them, forget,
Mhm.
not hold them accountable. Don't worry about it. You fucked up 10 times. Don't worry about it.
Mhm.
So men have no choice but to control their desires. See, now if we get more in depth when it pertains to sexual desires, because now we can make it specific, not general, men have to be celibate not by choice. Women can be celibate by choice. So it's like, in a way,
Men can't be celibate by choice, you said?
men, it's beyond their control.
It's
They can't
beyond
they
their
can they
control?
can be celibate, but they some of them don't have a choice but to be. Women do. Because a woman can walk into a bar without even saying anything, 10 guys run up to him. A guy, handsome, whatever it is, walk up to a bar without saying anything. Women will look, they won't walk up to him. He has to talk his shit, show them what he brings to the table. So she wants to fuck with him.
Okay.
And this goes back to the provider aspect. Who's being taken care of? Who's the provider? That's what it comes down to. So what happens is a lot of men don't make women earn things. And I've been saying this for the longest time. So when you don't earn anything, it goes in depth with not earning anything and not working for anything. See, hard work builds character. So when you don't incorporate this in anybody, they don't have discipline, they don't have responsibility, they don't have accountability. You see what I'm saying? All of these things matter. So at the end of the day, when a man makes a woman earn something, when a man says, listen, I'm gonna give you this with conditions, she doesn't just become privileged, but she ends up working for it or him. And that changes her character. Because somebody that didn't have to work for anything in their life, and you could agree with me or disagree with me, they become like a silver spoon baby in a way. They become spoiled. They have entitlement, trauma. They have entitlement issues. They have entitlement syndrome. They are spoiled. I get everything. Who are you?
Yep,
Whether it's a man, who are you as a chick? Whether it's a woman, who are you as a man? I got mad niggas that's willing to do this. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even with me, this came with growth. Remember, I said this in the BDSM is not a hobby, kink, or fetish bonus episode. It came with growth because I used to be that guy. I used to be that guy. Women are already submissive to me. Who are you? I'm 35 now. I'm more mature. That the woman that I see a future with, I'm willing to put in work. And I've told women this. I'm willing to work for you. I'm willing to work for you. I'm willing to work for your trust. But you gonna work 5 times more when you are mine. You good with that? You gonna work 5 times more. But I'll work for you. I'll work for your submission. I'll work for your trust. Because that's gonna be a gift. That's gonna be a prize. You're not giving everybody that. But also, there comes with conditions with me dating you. Do you got a nigga blowing your back out that you ain't telling me about? That's why you can make me wait for so long.
Interesting.
You see, you always got to put those down because a woman can make you wait because she's already getting it. So now it's kind of like, she don't get turned on by me. That shit weird. She's heterosexual though. She told me she ain't bi. She told me she only into girls. Is she really interested in me? Or is she looking at my wallet? Like, do I turn her on? So if you don't turn her on because I know I turn her on, I mean, I look at myself in the mirror. If I was a chick, I'd be like, damn, I know I turn her on. So if she's making me wait, if she's not submitting to me, and I'm not saying she got to submit to me within the first week,
right,
within the first couple of weeks. But if it's taking her 2 months to submit, 3 months to submit,
Do you wait that long?
and she could still be giving me sex and not submitting.
Do you, okay, first,
No, I
would you,
never waited 3 months.
okay, and second, is that even something that you would do, have sex and her not submit? Or is that like is it like they go hand in hand?
Well, it's like, yo, if we're gonna have sex, you working to be this. Like I've told women real shit. I've told women if if I'm kissing you constantly and we're having sex, I don't give a damn. You mine.
Okay.
You're mine. Like I licked it, it's mine. Like you have no choice nowadays. Because at that moment you already gave it to me. You could have told me, stop. You could have told me no, and I would have took that shit on the chin and I would have bounced.
Mm.
But if you really saying no, I want it, when we gonna do this, and we doing it, I'm telling them from the beginning, you're gonna be mine. And most of them in the past have agreed with that. But I'm letting them know from up front. It's like when you were in kindergarten and you like tap her or whatever and you say like you mine or whatever. Like if I'm engaging with you in that way, you're mine. You have no choice. I ain't giving you a sex with what do they call
Friends
those?
with benefits.
Yeah.
So wait, but
I'm
that's what
not
I'm
giving
asking.
you a sexual relationship.
But that's what I'm asking. So if you're having sex with this person, right? Isn't her submission already there, or you could have sex with her and not have that submission yet?
Well, if I'm having sex with her, she's already submitting to me. Because
Okay.
part of her submission is her body. So she's
Gotcha.
already submitting to me. Now she might not be submitting her mind and her heart. Her mind and her heart
She's
is
not submitting everything.
yeah,
You're
because
saying.
when she's in submitting her mind and her heart, now she's sharing secrets. She's sharing childhood trauma with me.
Mm,
Her mind, oh, I'm thinking about you. Telepathy now.
mm,
Yo, you called me. I was just thinking about you. Well, maybe your brain waves sent messages to me and the ancestors pushed my button.
got you.
You see what I'm saying? So in that moment, it's like I'm gaining those things, all three of those things, but I might just get her body and she's working on those.
Got you. Okay.
You
That
see what I'm
makes sense.
saying? But it's like at the end of the day, like if I'm getting the heart and the mind and the prior, eventually the body's gonna come. If the body doesn't come, it's because she already got a dude piping her. And she don't want to
Gotcha.
say that because she don't want me to run away. She's kind of like this, right? And the gods are just talking to me. The ancestors are just talking to me. She might be getting good sex from that guy, right? But with me, it's gonna be great because she never had it. I'm the best she never had. She knows that there could be potential there, but because that guy they've been to so long, and she's not a promiscuous woman.
Like
She's
they
not
got
body to
history.
body to body.
Right.
She's sticking. She's vetting me, right? On the dating process, she's vetting me because she wants to see before I put all my eggs in his basket. I want to see because I'm used to ain't shit guys. I want to see when the ball's gonna drop with this guy. Is he wearing a mask?
Gotcha.
So in a way, I want to see him at his worst or let him see me at my worst before I do that because the guy that ain't shit, he probably seen me at my worst and that nigga's still here.
Right.
She might be thinking he's there because he can handle me and blah blah blah, but he desires me because he still wants to have sex with me. No, it's sexual. It's selfish gain for him. He's not building her up. He's not, whatever.
It could be just like routine too.
Yeah. So now at the end of the day, there's no truth, there's no honesty, whatever. There's nothing. But now she sees a potential with me and potential great sex, but it's like I'm pair bonding. I'm stuck.
Right.
I'm
There's history there.
Yeah. So now it's very hard to get with the unpredictable. Because
right, that I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, it is hard.
Where would that leave me? Like
I know what I have here, and this looks good, but what if it's not?
What if it ends?
Yeah.
Then
what?
It's the trust trauma.
It's like, almost like
lack of trust.
I got rid of all my hoes for you. This better work out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's harder for women, in my opinion, to control their emotions because they're not taught that. They're not taught accountability. And most men today, especially our leaders, are babying women. You know what I'm saying? So men have no choice but to control their desires.
Mm.
And there's laws that put men to do that. Like if I went on public and I said, listen, I got raped by a chick. She molested me at work. It was one of my bosses when I was 19. People are gonna be like, yo, I don't fucking believe him. That nigga, why didn't he fuck her already? Like she was giving the pussy. She was bending over in front of him. Why didn't he pussy? But if a woman does that, you're gonna get so much sympathy. It's gonna be believable. They're not held accountable. Men have to control their desires.
Yeah.
If the woman rapes the guy, which is not possible, because men have higher testosterone than women, right? It's a physical thing when you're raping somebody.
Okay.
Am I right or wrong?
Yeah. Well,
okay. Right?
I
She
mean,
could rape you
too.
with her eyes.
There's statutory rape as well. But
Yes, but most of the time it's physical and sexual.
Right. And ugly and brutal.
Yes, molestation.
Right.
Okay, so could be young.
It's kind of fucked up that there had to be laws in place because men can't control their desires.
I'm just telling you the facts.
Yeah, no.
So if there were laws for that with women too, they would control their desires. Emotions. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. I've talked about the season finale. Mm-hmm. When going to the club, women grabbing me. Yep. They're not being held accountable. I held her accountable. Do we know each other?
I agree with you. How about the women who want to lie on a man because she's emotional? That woman should be held accountable for that. 100%. Yes. I agree.
So that's why I'm saying women, it's harder for them than it is for men because there's not laws. So if there was laws for women, they would be in their shit.
And I think there should be laws, actually.
So it's like when I have a sub, I teach them this. That's why they keep themselves in check. Whether it's jealousy, whether it's this, whether it's that, you're entitled to your emotions. But make sure this shit ain't lasting because then I'm going to go through a lecture with you and hold you accountable. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then they check themselves. But if you're never holding somebody accountable, you got a boyfriend, husband, whatever, society, presidents of the United States, whatever it is, presidents of different countries, Colombia. If they don't hold women accountable, women are going to feel like they could do whatever. I could literally go into a supermarket, there's a woman speaking, and scream and yell. But if a man does that, people, yo, call the cops. He's a black man too. Call the cops. Hostile environment.
That's a whole different story right there.
Hostile environment. Yeah. But if a woman did it, what's wrong with her? Let's help her out.
Not always, but more than men, 100%. Yeah.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to one of the most controversial, raw, uncut, unapologetic, real, no holds barred podcast, the DisciplineBeast podcast. Peace.